Oh my god, my mic hasn't been on this entire time!
Are you having that too?
Son of a... Ah! I had to turn... Okay, you're here now.
Okay, I did.
So what I was asking is, there's two heroes, Adulare and Cobra. And they're right now competing in a match that is, they're right now competing in a match that is a rescue mission. There's a bunch of people injured in the desert. It's B rank, so they're fairly covered in. Adulare said that he can convert people to illusions. So basically, if they're trapped under a rock, he turns them into illusion, so that way they're not trapped anymore and drags them out. Something he can. Something else he can do if someone's bleeding out, he can turn like that limb into an illusion, and stop the bleeding. Downside, he can only affect one person. He says he has no actual power to like help shove people off of the debris. But Cobra is a poison shooter. He also doesn't have a power to get rid of debris. But what he can do is, once he gets them off, he can tend to them very well by using his mild poison to prevent them from hurting themselves and numb the bodies. Because he can provide mild paralysis. Adulare can mess with Cobra by turning his head into an illusion, and then he can't see, hear, taste, or anything like that.
Okay. One big thing that's definitely making me question is Adulare able to interact with the illusions, or is it just purely he's able to turn things into illusions?
That's it. More importantly, he can only turn half the body, so to get to Cobra's head, he has to, like, only the head, pretty much, because he has to travel up there. And Cobra can mess with him with the obvious, hitting him with poison. Adulare's attack takes too long to get there, so Cobra can hit him twice with this paralytic poison that also is a poison.
From what it's sounding like, Cobra is easily able to incapacitate Adulare, and even like giving Adulare the benefit of the doubt, if he does make the people into illusions, he'll have to do it one at a time, which doesn't exactly spell out success, because that's making it where they're still in danger and hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And also at the same time, if he's not able to really interact with them, it makes it where he's just kind of just turning them into illusions and just like, okay, take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and he can only affect one person at a time, meaning once he casts his new gem, it's gone. I was really leaning on giving this to Adulare, because if Adulare hits Cobra in the head, he essentially takes him out.
But Adulare still has the physical advantage of just punching him.
Well, Adulare would have been hit by Cobra twice with a paralytic poison. Meaning he won't be exactly in good condition. He'll get still like nausea. He'll still get nausea, blind, slight blurriness and stuff like that. But yeah, I was thinking Adulare does this because he can just straight up take Cobra out of the fight and just solve the rest of the puzzle as a normal guy.
If he had faster speed than Cobra, yes, but since he's slower, Cobra has that starting advantage.
Because here's how the exchange would go. Adulare takes... Cobra hits Adulare twice with poison. Adulare takes out Cobra's head.
Okay.
From then on out, Cobra can only use the sense of touch to try and rescue people in a desert, so he can't really do much. And Adulare is just going to tough it out as a normal guy while Cobra is still detained. That's what's keeping me on Adulare's side.
But then Adulare is also going to have to deal with the people, not only the people that are hurt, but also the bad peoples.
You do have a good point. Adulare can do that and win in that situation, but in more times than not, Cobra wins that situation.
Because, like, if Adulare was able to affect multiple people, then he would definitely win.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I now hearing that, I would give it to Cobra, because you're right, Adulare wins in that one situation, but we're looking about who wins more times than not, and that's Cobra, because he'll either completely paralyze Adulare, or slow Adulare down, while he can still tend to people, multiple people at a time. And while Adulare can only really save one person and tend to one person, so. Or mess with Cobra. He can't do all of the above. Alright, thank you for your help. I'm gonna go and cry now that I know my mic wasn't on. That's gonna be a pain to edit.
Just gonna have it where you're gonna voice over everything and it's gonna be slightly offset.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Okay, thank you for helping me out. I might call you back again if Adulare decides to combat fight. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for your help. Alright, let's head on back. God dang it, I can't believe it was off.
20% control, and so I can only affect one.
I feel completely dumb. The recording was not recording my microphone that whole time.
You wasn't recording your microphone?
It was not. Meaning...
Oh, Lord.
It was not. Meaning, it's just going to be a pain to edit me voicing everything back over. It'll be starting like, hey, I kind of was an idiot this whole time, so I'm going to be saying what I thought I said at this moment.
No. You just put, like, text over the video and say, like, I lost my voice. I'm sick right now. So I'm going to be subbing this. And just put your thoughts as you're doing it on the screen as just text. You just completely circumnavigate the whole voice thing.
Exactly, yeah. And then I completely take this part out of the video because it never happened.
Yeah, this doesn't exist.
Alright, so, after coming back and discussing with the other judge, we have come to a conclusion that the winner of this match, of the rescue match, was determined due to their fact of winning more times than none out of multiple situations and being able to do the best more times than none in all the situations combined. And because of this, we have given the win of Match 2, Round 2, the rescue match, to Cobra.
Yo, pop off.
I was totally not expecting that.
I was on Adulare's side, actually, but he actually convinced me, yes, Adulare can take Cobra's head out and completely take him out. That's one situation. Cobra wins in every other situation.
What other situation would I not take out his head in, though?
Well, it's let's say, yeah, you do have that one-shot move and all that stuff. Let's say you didn't do a one-shot move and you went for the people, or let's say you focused on healing instead. Cobra beats you each time because of that.
Really? He could, saying it's one situation where if we both fucked off and didn't target each other, I honestly think that I'd be able to rescue more people than he could with my power than his.
Well, remember, there was, not messing with each other, yeah? If you mess with him just with a little bit, Cobra's interference way better if you go to helping other people. And it also came down to, you can only help one person at a time. Cobra can keep multiple people affected. And as with examples, keeping them from hurting themselves, paralyzing for numbing their pain, all of these different, all of that, as well as still being able to interfere. Adulare definitely wins in that one situation for sure by taking out Cobra's head and not being able to do it. But remember, this isn't a who has the best one-shot move. This is who wins out of like 100 matches. Who would win the most times? There are definitely a lot of situations where Adulare would win, but because Cobra wins more times than not, we gave it to Cobra.
It also changes my perspective on what I would do if I were to do a combat round with him. Because if I don't have control and you're doing every single situation, because I'd say if I were to do a combat with him, I'd just take out his head and do the same thing every time. But if I don't have control over every...
Well, for combat, it's different because, well, there's not really much options.
Combat is a single aspect thing, while the missions like these are multi-aspects.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at different parts of the mission.
Oh, okay.
And what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd try and break even and go for a combat.
You're challenging him to a combat? All right.
If it's not like that objective thing and it's more just based on you get to choose exactly how you would fight them, I feel like I could kill him fast or beat him faster than his poison could knock me out with 2 shots.
Definitely you would be. It will come down. You do get to choose a little bit more. There's a lot less aspects because instead of how fast can you go, how many people can you do, how well can you heal, how many things can you do with these at once. Objective judges how well you can juggle these. Combat is just how well can you hit the other person. But also keep in mind there is still the terrain advantage. And not to mention, you have to completely take the person out. So there's still a few aspects, but way less than objective fights. Yeah. I just want to make sure you know this before challenging him. So, do you challenge him to a fight?
I'll still challenge him. I feel like 9 times out of 10 I can still kill him or knock him out faster than his poison could knock me out.
Alright then, we're moving to combat round. Oh, sorry, someone saying?
Do I have a specified range? Like, how far can I shoot?
As long as you can see him.
And does it take time or is it an instant hit?
It takes time. Imagine like a Harry Potter magic spell shot, or like an Iron Man beam shot within that range.
Alright, so it's quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
Still takes time.
So, get all the injured people. Little Timmy with a broken leg, get him out of here. Throw everyone out there. Clear up all the buildings. Desert fight. You're in a desert, duke it out. Adulare, how would you take him out?
I mean, if I'm trying to go for a more defensive play, I'm going to start out with a more defensive than straight offense, because we already know how the offense works, where I just go for his head, and he gets 2 shots off. If I were to say defensive, how well could I manipulate my crystals to create fake illusions of myself, because they can reflect light?
You can only make gems.
Well, that's what I mean, is if I can create a gem that basically has basically my body, and it's just reflecting me, like a mirror, how well would you say that I could do that to throw off his aim, if I can create... Because if I can dodge even one attack, that just makes it so it's easier to go for the kill after.
You definitely can do that. It's obvious it's not you, though. Not to mention, again, the time that it takes to make this... Cobra will get 1 shot off of you.
I was weighing my options. I mean, just wanted to see if I could take a more defensive route, but other than that, it's just go for the head every time.
Alright, go for the head, smack him. Ah, I'm blind, I can't see. Cobra, what's your way of fighting?
Paralyze his legs.
Why the legs?
If I paralyze his legs, he can't really throw that well because he'll be laying on the ground.
Why would he need to throw?
Hey, let him...
Oh, my bad.
It's not that easy to throw things while you're laying on the ground. Because to throw things, you have to have a range of arm motion to throw things. And if we were to actually start throwing things, I could use my sense of feel to get a good direction on where he is.
Your what?
If I could get a good sense of direction on where you are by feeling where the rocks hit me.
You don't have a sense of direction.
Yeah, but I could.
As in, you wouldn't be able. No, you wouldn't be able to feel yourself turning. You have. As in, you could spin in circles forever, and you would have no. You can't get dizzy technically because you have no sense, but.
Okay, so Cobra, you would. Okay, so Cobra, you would hit him. Legs, paralyzed, hard to throw stuff. Adulare, head, can't see, hard to shoot. Now, it'll come down to some questions that I have. Adulare, you take out his head. Good. Can't shoot, can't see. Well, he can still shoot, but he can't see. How do you plan on taking him out?
If my legs are out of the question pretty much, then, I mean, it's still possible because they're paralyzed, they're not an illusion like my ability. I can still move them around with my arms, as in I can prop myself up basically like if I'm slouching against a wall or a rock or anything, and that would be easier to throw from. But I could also just try and crawl myself to the safest, quote-unquote, for a desert area and outlast him in sheer... If he's trying to move around without any rhyme or reason in the desert, he'll eventually exhaust himself. If I just focus on laying tight in, like, a shaded area.
Alright, so he's just thrashing about like, wah! And you're just, oh yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just gonna double check to make
the
sure
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Sun fight, pretty much.
Just gonna make sure I'm not a dumbass. Yep, okay, yep. Mic's still going, alright.
The mic is working.
Alright.
Mic check.
Cobra. You are hit. I would say that if he does throw something at you, you have a chance of hitting it back. It's not high. Like, if he hits you and you shoot back at where you were hit, you more chances than not, you're not gonna hit him. But rarely if he does it like 100 times. Oh, sorry, go on.
Possibly, am I able to fire more than one shot at a time?
No.
Alright, so is it possible if I were to rapid fire?
Yeah, you can just
I'd
spasm.
assume it's kind of like exploding Dijon, where you need to wait for the first one to hit before you can shoot again.
Yes.
Alright, so possibly rapid fire in the area I feel him?
So just shooting everywhere.
How fast would that exhaust him if it's... I mean, I guess it would mentally exhaust him eventually.
Mentally, yeah, more physically.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be better for me if I'm trying to just outlast him in an endurance contest after taking him out.
Now, Adulare, here's another question that I have. You wouldn't outlast him. Remember how I said Cobra wins long-winded battles? If your plan is to outlast Cobra, that's not going to work.
If he's continuously trying to move around, I feel like, and if I'm just laying down and letting the poison sort itself out, I could probably outlast it if I don't get hit again.
Cobra would just get tired. He wouldn't...
You would die of thirst exhaustion. Like, you can't...
Well, then the same
goes... It's a desert climate, right?
The same goes for you.
Well, if he's moving around compared to just laying in a shaded area...
Yeah, he's moving around and is in the open sun. You are being poisoned.
I don't need to drink it, because the sun wouldn't really have me sweating.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. That was blurry. Say again?
I don't need to drink or eat, so passing out due to thirst or hunger wouldn't do anything to me. I just need to drink poison.
Oh, right. Cobra doesn't need anything to live. His ability, he drinks and eats poison.
Oh, so he can create his own food and water source?
That was something even I forgot about.
That does change my tactic a bit.
I just want you to take a look at the...
Mm-hmm. So, I do remember someone was able to do it. there were 2 people. Pale Rider can't do it. Juggernaut can't do it. You can't do it. Exploding Dejin can't do it. I believe it was Cobra. That and a previous member called Cala Champion, but he's not in here.
Then I guess I would change rather than going for a extended duration, like an endurance fight while being poisoned. He took out my legs, but so I still have my arms, which is fine.
As long as you have hands or feet, you can cast.
Then I know what I can do.
What you got?
Since, I mean, the whole point of what made us an evolutionary pro being humans is we have evolved the ability to lock our wrist to throw precisely. I'm going to try as much as I can to get a, to trip him over with a rock. I'm going to aim at his legs while throwing rocks.
Okay.
Just to get him down, and then, because if he falls down, then I can aim for more vital points like his head and all that, and it'll be a lot harder to tell where they're coming, or like aim as well while also trying to get up. Because, I mean, with only the sense of feel, it's going to be really hard to tell when you get up.
I mean, if you're to try and hit me in the head with a rock while I don't have that head, that wouldn't work well.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, I mean more vital points, as in aiming for just damage overall.
Yeah.
If I can crack a bone or puncture a lung, then...
All right. Is that all you got, Adulare?
Pretty much. I mean, best thing I could say against it as well is it's paralytic poison, and it gets. I'm assuming worse. Is it worse over time or less over time because it's
Worse.
a poison? Worse over time. But I'm assuming on first hit I'm still paralyzed, like I can't move my legs as soon as I'm hit.
It's not instant. It's kind of a gradual. Since you were hit a few times, though, it does kind of increase each time. Not to mention, his paralytic shellfish poison is more than just paralysis. It's still like regular poison.
Yeah. Then I guess, I mean, I would say I could try and just grab a rock while I can still use my legs even a little bit and try and just run him down to cave his skull in. Because I'm sure if I have a melee weapon of any kind, being even if it's just a rock, I could beat him out because we're the same physical.
But then that thing comes again. How do you bash his head in when he has no head?
Well, I say bash his head. I mean just deal damage to him, as in I could go to break his arm so he can't punch back. Because I'm assuming while he's blind, I can get a pretty easy first hit.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, I could also fire really close.
I couldn't hear that. Sorry.
And again, if you're close to me and trying to bludgeon me, I could also fire more shots at you, trying to possibly poison you more.
That is true. The point of contact is closer, meaning he can basically rapid fire. And
well, I mean, you also have to take into account that he has no sense of direction, as in I could pretty much easily stay behind him and keep rotating with him if we have the same speed and everything. And the fact that he could... It sounds like it would be pretty easy to fake out someone who's blind, deaf, and only has the sense of touch.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole thing you do in a class as a kid where you tap your friend's shoulder and they turn the other way.
All right. I will open this up to the spectators one more time. So, Dejin, Juggernaut, if you have anything to say, let me hear it.
All right. So I mean, you say like all senses. So I mean, I feel like you're overestimating the normal person's ability to react to something when they lose their senses.
Yeah. That is a good point, because I mean, it's always the assumption that like a blind person has a heightened sense of hearing, but if you were to go blind immediately after relying on your sight for so long,
I mean, even like normal blind people don't have like incredibly heightened senses. Like they're not Daredevil.
True.
Like most blind people still have to have tools and stuff to be able to react to things.
That is a good point.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, you're also getting rid of your hearing, if you take out the full head, so.
Yeah, no sense of direction, hearing, smell, taste. sight.
Because your vertigo's gone, so you're off balance.
Oh, yeah, he would. As soon as he tried to take a step, he would fall over. I don't even need to trip him.
But then again, you said you were trying to go
So
away.
then you
But
would just go and punch him in the nuts a bunch, and
Well,
then you
hang
would
on.
release it.
Yeah, I want to hear what the rest of Dijin had to say.
Finally got a microphone.
Oh my god, you have a microphone!
Oh my god, you're so much better.
yo,
I also support the beat his nuts plan.
Cock and
And then-
ball torture.
Even if he doesn't feel the pain because the things on his head, if you release that, I mean, the pain's gonna be so great after you punch him so many times. It's just gonna
Knock him out.
just all
The
that pain.
culmination of 10
already at
hours of
once.
cock and ball torture in one moment. How
I
well can you
also feel
survive?
like Adulare could nullify his senses with his ability, so the poison doesn't really affect him as significantly.
using his weapon, using his power on himself would remove it from using on me, so I'd have more
Yeah,
accuracy on.
Nice.
That's fair. I didn't consider that part.
I still go for the old cock and ball torture.
There's a
Alright.
reason it's so popular.
Alright then, I will head into general. I'll call that judge back, and we'll discuss. You all can talk.
Cool.
You know, I really wonder if the recording is coming through the call. I mean, I can hear it, so if that's the case, then this thing really has some bad editing. Hello there.
Hi.
Okay, he challenged him to a fight, like we thought.
Okay.
So,
Advisor and who?
Adulare and Cobra.
Adulare and Cobra.
So here, you know, the reason why Adulare lost was because in the match was because we said he loses more times than none against Cobra. With all the different situations. But in a fight, you don't really have to worry about that too much, right?
Correct.
I mean, there's still a bunch of factors you have to worry about that can still do it. So here's what we got. Adulare is going to be poisoned, and the legs are going to be paralyzed.
Okay.
Slowly, the paralysis and the poison will spread throughout the body. Adulare's first way to think of was just okay. I'll just prop myself off to the side and like chuck rocks at him. But that's not gonna do much because Cobra wins long battles like that. Because poisoned, it gets worse over time. It's gonna get way worse before it gets better.
Adulare has to do something more immediate, not long term.
Exactly. So he said since they're in a desert, he just gets a rock and just starts bashing his vital points in, like his heart and ribs and stuff. And since Cobra is blind, deaf, can't hear, can't see, can't taste, can't smell. All four of those sensors are suddenly gone.
So all you can do is feel? Wait, no.
Yeah, he can only feel.
Okay, yeah. So all you can do is feel.
So Adulare will be bashing Cobra in while the poison spreads throughout him, but Cobra can't really react back. I opened it up to all of the heroes, because a bunch of heroes came to spectate, and they all gave the point that if Cobra loses his senses, then he really can't fight back,
True.
because you can't really do anything. Cobra gave the counter argument, well, if Adulare is point blank, his legs are paralyzed, and he has to like smash you with a rock, Cobra can still hit him with his poison, and since he's closer, he can shoot faster. However, he's still blind, he will end up missing a few.
How does he shoot?
Hands or feet.
Okay.
So Adulare would basically crawl over to Cobra, start smacking him a bunch. They all said, "Go for the balls." Adulare would crawl over to Cobra, start smacking him a bunch in vital points with a rock, and Cobra will shoot back at him. Now, what determines the winner is, do we think Cobra can hit Adulare enough times to beat him? Since he's on the floor, his legs are paralyzed, and he can't maneuver well? Or could Adulare beat Cobra enough because Cobra's senses of everything are completely out of whack?
It feels like it's a very close battle because, like you're saying, Adulare got targeted in the legs. He's definitely going to have the advantage to be able to get up to Cobra and, like you're saying, hit him a bunch. Cobra would, since he doesn't have any of the senses other than feel, he wouldn't be able to hear, see, tell that Adulare's coming close until it's too late.
Well, the thing is, Adulare can't bash his head in because his head is an illusion right now.
Yeah, so if anything, Adulare is just going to go for other vital points.
Mm-hmm.
When Adulare is close, Cobra is going to be spraying and shooting in all directions, trying to just freak out and just kind of hit. How powerful is his poison and stuff?
Fairly powerful. Whatever he hits you in, it's not good.
Okay. How long would you say until full paralysis or like unable to move?
Unable to move over the course of maybe half an hour, maybe if you're hit once.
Oh, okay, so yeah, definitely Adulare would be able to have enough time to...
No, I said if you're hit once.
Oh,
Each time Cobra hits additionally, it severely shortens it.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time myself because Adulare said he could maneuver around Cobra a bunch and just smack him, but his legs are paralyzed by the time he gets to Cobra. Because Adulare takes out Cobra's head, Cobra gets 2 shots off of Adulare, taking out his legs.
That's spreading while this all is going on.
Exactly. And Adulare would have to crawl over to Cobra, grab a rock, smack him, and beat him up a bunch with that rock. He wouldn't be able to dodge, but Cobra would be able to shoot back. Not accurately, but because he still has the sense of touch, he can just grab him and shoot. He can, grab his hand and then shoot from, Cobra can grab Adulare anywhere and just shoot from his hand right there because since his hand is on Adulare, it doesn't need to travel. So just bang, 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 bang. Because the rule we have is when you shoot a beam, you can't shoot again until it makes contact with its target or whatever surface it hits. And since it's point blank, bang, 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 bang.
So Adulare would definitely be able to get at least...
But wait, I don't want to sound biased to Cobra either because Adulare is also going to be bashing Cobra in.
Yeah, Adulare would definitely be able to get at least 1 or 2 shots in before Cobra starts freaking out.
I'm thinking Cobra wins this because I don't think Adulare can carry much force if his legs are paralyzed. I mean, yeah, he can prop himself up and sit down and get better force that way. He's still not getting as much force as he normally would. He can't get on his knees and just bash him like that because it would have gone to his knees by now. Your entire leg is gone. Meaning you have to sit. And that's not exactly a good bashing position. And you're not exactly, since your legs are gone, you can't exactly maneuver well if your legs are paralyzed and your arms are hitting him.
If anything, Adulare would be able to either successfully break Cobra's kneecaps or definitely make it where, yeah, I'm feeling like Cobra wins.
Now there is one more thing that I do want to throw out.
What?
They did say like when you lose your sense of direction, you're not exactly you're not exactly Daredevil.
True. But if Cobra's swinging around and just freaking out, well, I forgot his name. What's the other one?
Adulare.
Adulare. For some reason, I thought deodorant. So definitely, while Cobra is like freaking out, flinging around, while Adulare's hitting him the first couple times, he's definitely not going to be precise or accurate at all. But once he makes contact, he'll be able to feel, and it won't be Daredevil at all. It'll be more freak out, have panic attack, and then grab and then just attack.
Not to mention, we're giving Adulare the benefit of the doubt, saying Cobra freaks out.
Yeah.
And worse off, these are heroes. They did say the average person, if you lose 4 of your major senses, you're useless. You can't do anything. You don't know where anything is. And they said even blind people need tools to be even useful. Your senses don't get heightened because of that. And they just left, so you're in shock, yeah. That did make a very good point. But these are heroes, too.
So they have the benefit of the doubt.
Heroes do have a slight benefit of the doubt. Not major, but yeah. Because in the rescue people thing, a normal person can't shove this type of debris off. You need like F and D, maybe even C, maybe.
They just have a full pillar like laying on top of their chest, and they're just, I can't move it. Help.
Yeah, just being a hero means you have more abilities than an average man.
True.
And so, giving Adulare the benefit of the doubt, even if he freaks out, he can definitely do some decent damage, but I don't think it's enough to beat Cobra. That's the one thing they couldn't convince me on. Adulare couldn't kill Cobra fast enough.
Yeah.
If his head was available, well, that's a different story. He's fucking dead.
Yeah.
But since the head is what he needs to take it out.
Out of curiosity, how does Adulare use his ability?
He touches the ground, and gems and a flat disc of gems cover the ground. Because it takes some time to get to Cobra, Cobra can hit him twice before that. Once these gems touch you, it makes half of your body useless. And since you have to touch the feet first, it travels up to the head. So that's half. And because Cobra loses all those senses, Cobra falls down immediately.
True.
And so Cobra's on the floor, Adulare can't use his legs, bashes him with a rock. Who would you give this to?
I'm gonna have to say Cobra. Definitely he's not leaving without a scratch.
Oh yeah, he'll be bruised.
But yeah, Cobra's gonna be the ultimate winner.
God, they are not gonna like this. Literally everyone there except Cobra thinks it's Adulare's win because of the whole you're overestimating their abilities thing.
If anything, describe how Adulare heroically crawls over towards Cobra
and breaks his kneecaps.
It breaks his kneecaps, and that's when Cobra just B-slaps him, and he starts going ham.
So, oh god, can I keep you on call? Can I keep you on call to help explain whenever they berate me?
Oh, are they in a call or something?
Yeah, they're on a call.
Oh.
Can I keep you on to support whenever they berate me?
I'll be emotional support.
Emotional support, going back in.
Okay.
me, like with Adulare, but I'd also like to see what else.
By the way, since you're in a call, you won't. Since they're in a call and I'm wearing headphones, you won't be able to hear them.
Right.
So I have the second judge on phone. He can't hear you. I think you can hear him though if he talks. Say something.
Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Did you hear him say hello?
Yes, we heard him.
Oh,
Okay. So no, I'm wearing headphones. He can't hear you. But if you heard his hello, then you can hear him.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
hear these results, Mr. Judge.
So, I'm gonna see if I can actually put the phone in the headphones so he can hear too. Someone say something.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
hello.
Hi.
Okay, I guess it kind of works. So, after reviewing the combat fight, this one took a lot longer than normal. This fight took a lot longer than normal, and it took a lot of deciphering for us, but we finally came down to a winner. We decided that this winner wins the combat round of the desert, mainly due to the fact of the amount of damage that they send off.
It's gonna be Cobra again.
And
just
so
from that.
because of this,
Biased.
we give the win to Cobra.
It's
Boo.
biased, guys. It's biased.
Damn.
Yeah, they simply don't. They underestimate it.
The fucking bald person keeps getting me.
Everyone is superhuman. They don't feel dick punches.
So, okay. How clearly are you hearing them?
Ball training and just kept punching it until it became numb.
I can vaguely hear stuff.
Oh no, that's just because Cobra himself is blurry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gave it down to this because Adulare takes out everything in the beginning. That makes a lot of sense. That why it would look like Adulare's victory. The reason we gave it to Cobra is the fact that Adulare's legs are gone. He can't really put a lot of force into a rock. Cobra's not getting out unscathed. He's gonna have broken ribs and kneecaps for sure. But it comes down to the fact that Adulare can't maneuver well. You're using your arms and everything to hit his body with the damage that comes out. And the legs are stuck. And Cobra...
They're not stuck in place. What?
They're not stuck in place, but if you think that you can maneuver, even though, yes, he does have not that many senses, you're not... Adulare's not in the best spot either. And we're also going with the benefit of the doubt that Cobra freaks out when all of this happens. These are heroes we're dealing with.
most people do.
Yeah, but these are heroes we're dealing with.
Even if he doesn't.
So far we've assumed no one freaks out. I'm pretty sure people would freak out if Pale Rider disintegrated someone's limb, or if Adulare turned half of their body into stuff, or if Exploding Djinn yeeted them off a cliff and just freaking died. And even with that benefit of the doubt, Adulare gets a lot of shots in with that rock for sure. But with not that much force to do, Adulare can't get on their knees. Adulare is basically stuck in a sitting
I can get on
position.
my way. I can prop myself up.
And
It's not like they're illusionary. It's straight up. I just have basically no feeling in them. I can't move the muscle, but I can still I can't use my mind to move the muscle, but I can use my arms to move my legs and so on.
And then a paralyzed leg will flop over.
Not exactly.
You should crawl.
And a crawl is even worse because then there's less force in the rock that way.
Yeah.
And if Cobra even grabs Adulare once, Adulare's gone. Because remember, you're able to shoot once the beam makes contact.
But he also can't grab me.
If Adulare is within rock hitting range, Cobra is within grabbing range. It would take some time.
Seriously misdoubting having absolutely no senses other than touch, in terms of what you can do.
Okay, so do you mind tagging in now? Yeah.
Okay. So we're trying to do it in like giving people benefit of the doubt in different circumstances. Like Def definitely
I can't
where
hear you anymore
Adulare's
if he's talking.
standing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead and say what you're saying, and I'll repeat it.
Okay. So definitely where Adulare's standing. The definite beginning, because he fully incapacitated his enemy.
He can,
But considering the fact that Cobra was able to at least get 2 shots in on Adulare, that means that he slightly has a little.
I was also going to ask about that. What about the desert gives him 2 shots?
wait, hold up. Continue, Judge, what you were saying? I didn't hear that last part.
Okay, so Adulare has a huge advantage on his enemy.
Yeah, you said that. I lost track after you said Cobra gets 2 shots.
Okay, so after Cobra gets 2 shots, Adulare has a slight disadvantage in movement. And this doesn't really matter from a range, since Cobra's can't see,
Because he can't do anything.
So definitely Adulare is able
Because
to
Cobra
get
can't
a
do anything.
rock, and definitely does have the time to get within distance towards Cobra. The only thing that's making it where...
Well, I thought I was also going with just throwing
Wait,
rocks
okay, I gotta take
at
the headphones
Cobra.
off. I can't hear when Adulaire talks. Okay, so
Can you hear me?
yes, say it again.
I was saying I thought we decided that because of the whole if you could grapple me he wins that we said earlier, like way earlier, that I'd be just throwing
The
rocks
only
at him
thing
because
that
he has
makes
no
it
sense
to
of
where
direction.
Adulaire has that less than fighting chance
Is that he's within range
is that he's within range
of Cobra.
I'm not.
of
and
Cobra,
Cobra's
Oh, I guess he can't
freaking
hear
out.
me.
and Cobra's freaking out.
And, definitely Cobra's not going to be able to get to Adulare. No daredevil senses. But, he's going to be freaking out. He's going to be swinging his arms. Sean mentioned that, he'll most likely lose his sense of balance, so he's probably gonna
Like that one guy from The Voice.
He's going to be on the floor.
But that means that
I guess you just gotta leave the throwing to the
both of them are
professionals.
in range of each other,
But if both of them are within range of each
I
other,
thought of another. Well, he
all
can't
it'll
hear me.
take is
Wouldn't as soon as he tried to move, he'd
grab
fall
of
over because he has no
anywhere on Adulare,
directional
and
sense.
Cobra
Wouldn't
is
he just
able to
suffocate
get
in
the
sand
full shot
because he
in.
wouldn't realize he's suffocating?
all it takes is Cobra to grab Adulaire once and get the full shot in.
And that
I don't
could
have a
be
head to
his
suffocate.
arm, his
And it can
back,
be-
his
It
leg.
could be
Well,
the arm,
well, that's not
the
exactly
back,
it
the
because
leg.
you can still get air, or else you would just
Even
suffocate.
the small spit
It's not a
gonna be
one
looking
shot.
good for
He can't let
Adulare.
one shots happen.
Even
so
the
there are
smallest
some
bit
things that-
isn't looking good for Adulaire.
Definitely, Adulare is gonna be able to
I was gonna
break
say,
some bones.
without his head, he wouldn't have any vertigo, so he's falling over either way.
Yeah, he said that
Exactly.
he's on the floor.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
I was saying that.
Adulare's definitely gonna be
First
able to
point I was trying to make while you couldn't. Can you hear us now, Blue?
Yeah, I had to take headphones off because every time you guys talk, I can't hear him.
Oh.
Okay.
I was saying
Listen
first
to
point
that
I
now for a
made
bit.
that we did at the beginning is that I would go with throwing rocks at him rather than getting into range because if he could grab me.
But
it'd be
remember, we
over.
did establish that throwing rocks at him is a long battle, which Cobra wins.
I'm pretty sure throwing rocks at someone would kill them before poison would kill another person.
Without a head, though. Yeah, if
That
you
brings
pelt-
up
if you
another
pelt
point I
their
was
head-
saying is if he would fall over immediately, he wouldn't tell that he was suffocating in sand either, and he would suffocate. But also,
yeah, that is something too.
that also brings back the point that without a head, could he breathe? I'm assuming that you don't. It wouldn't be technically a one shot because he'd eventually suffocate, but that's faster than poison.
No, that's definitely a one shot. So yes, he can still breathe. You can use that.
But then he would
technique
also
to breathe
fall
on-
over in sand and not realize
You
and
can,
suffocate.
you can use that technique to be able to breathe underwater.
Like dirt or sand.
He can use
sand.
what?
It is sand.
So it's a sandy desert.
Yeah.
Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What are you saying? This is the judge.
So I don't know if they can hear me, but
I'll just repeat what you said.
Okay, so if Adulare can deal significant amount of damage from a range, he wins. But since he chose to be within melee range,
But
able
since
to grab,
I couldn't
but
imagine as
since
well
you
if I
need
hit.
melee range,
chose
Just
melee
keep-
range.
Oh no, we ruled out range. We ruled out the ranged option because Cobra wins the battle of attrition.
Okay.
That's not
Yeah.
true with range, though. This judge is biased.
I'm trying to be least biased. Adulare, I was giving this win to you. He talked me out of it.
No, I'm not being serious.
And I'm also firing with range, so there is some possibility that you'd get random pots.
That also brings my point. If you're constantly firing your weapon or your ability, and Blue said that would exhaust you faster. Like, I feel like I win this like a lot more than I would lose in terms of even attrition if I'm throwing rocks as well.
You win with the one situation of bashing him in a bunch of times and he's spasming out and somehow doesn't grab you. But that's assuming Cobra spasms out.
How big are the rocks?
How big
I
are
can't
the
imagine
rocks?
who
They're
wouldn't
not
spaz
boulders.
out, though.
They're not boulders.
Even a superhero, like, I can steel myself for getting hit with bullets to help me not fall over and writhe in pain.
Oh, Cobra for sure. Like we said, Cobra's definitely taking some damage a lot. Broken ribs, broken kneecaps.
No,
broken
I'm saying
everything.
like any superhero that could steel themselves for like bullets and all that, it has that stoic like attitude, would still freak out having all their senses taken away. Because I mean, I'd imagine if, or at least in my opinion, if I had all my senses taken away, I would have thought I just died in that instant. Like it would have just gone black.
And if Pale Rider disintegrates your hand, you'd freak out. If exploding the Jin threw you 50 meters into the air, you'd freak out. If Juggernaut picked you up and dropped you off of a mile drop, you'd freak out. But we assume we don't freak out.
I'd still say I'd freak out if I was decaying from the hand, but I'd still be able to run. Compared to him not being able to.
But seeing as the area we're in, a sandy desert being that, where would you find a large rock that hasn't been affected by erosion?
That is true too.
There are plenty of pebbles or
He's,
rocks in the desert.
Cobra
Like
says,
anything I can
what
throw.
size of rocks can Adulare find in a desert? Like, granted, yes, there are pretty good rocks. You'd have to search for a bit. If we assumed everything logically, the fights would be over very instantly. Adulare would have a one-shot ability with his illusion. Cobra would one-shot you with the poison. Exploding Djinn bursts you multiple times. Juggernaut squishes you against a wall. Pale Rider instantly disintegrates you. There has to be a bunch of lessons like that. Otherwise, one-shots are everywhere.
Well, I'd assume that's what you take it on a value with all your different situations you're applying. You take the most logical situation, the most illogical situation, and a whole spectrum of that.
So, we still came to that. The one thing that really we countered was Cobra could still manage to fight Adulare with those senses gone because Adulare himself is not in a good situation. If Adulare was completely fine and standing, yes, he could beat him up. Cobra's flailing about with 4 senses gone, and Adulare's completely fine, can, like, if he reaches for him, just, step back. If he's trying to shoot him, like, I'll just dodge. Because Cobra's at a disadvantage. But Adulare himself isn't doing good either.
I see it as pretty close, but yeah, I see.
Oh, really close for sure.
The main way I see
Adulare
winning is getting up. Like if he can deal a lot of damage.
Adulare's paralysis. This is to the judge, by the way. Adulare's paralysis lasts until he takes it away.
Oh no, the illusion.
Oh yeah, that's the illusion. Adulare's power lasts until he takes it away.
So potentially Adulare can make Cobra's head into an illusion and just leave him in the middle of the desert.
Well, then Adulare would be poisoned and then lose the battle of attrition. That was his thing, hide in a corner and let him flail about.
True.
All right, so thank you, Judge. I will now hang up on you.
I don't know. I'd still say actually.
Goodbye, Judge.
Goodbye, the judge.
It doesn't. No point in whining.
Angela,
I
you
know in
definitely,
my heart I won.
You definitely put up a good fight for sure.
I could bring up another point being, instead of flailing about, it's like a sensory deprivation chamber, which would essentially mean he can't move.
Well, remember, we said he's still there.
Well, exactly. As in, well, that's the whole point of a sensory deprivation chamber, is because you can't feel, hear, see, or anything, your body immediately goes to pretty much sleep, or a pseudo-sleep. You're unconscious. That's just more of a human psyche thing, but I'm assuming we're not going that logical.
So, still good fight to both of you. There's still one more match, and the round 1 matches should be coming out very shortly. And this match in particular will be longer because, 1, it's the longest match so far, and my mic was out for half of it.
Has Pale Rider had his match yet?
Pale Rider has not gone up yet. He's the last one. I think he fights Juggernaut.
That makes sense, because no one here has fought him yet, and I was wondering how he was doing.
Pale Rider and Juggernaut were scheduled to fight Friday, but some rescheduling's happening, so we're going to see how that plays.
Just to make sure, because I was talking with the others, winning a combat match doesn't give you 3 extra points. It's 3 points total,
yes.
Right? Okay. Because I originally thought that you would get 5 points.
Oh no, then it'd be broken.
Beating a combat. Because I was like, damn, like you can really throw your entire.
No. So congratulations, Cobra, on your 3 points. I will announce the winner in the chat. I will update the rankings and the match history, and good luck to both of you. I believe both Adulare and Cobra both have 2 more matches remaining. Juggernaut, I think after this you'll only have 1.
I should have won against Adulare as well.
Huh?
What?
What fight was that? Match history, Juggernaut, Cobra, Juggernaut exploding to Jin. Adulare hasn't gone up against him yet. You haven't fought Juggernaut yet.
Yeah, I haven't fought you, Juggernaut.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That I have one against you and Pale Rider.
Oh,
Yeah,
you still have to fight
well,
me
you're
and
right.
Pale Rider.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you said you won against them, and I'm like, you didn't fight yet.
No. No,
Juggernaut
I was.
can outgrow your effect.
No, I said I have one against him as well.
Okay. So,
Is Juggernaut able to resize his head?
Juggernaut does not need to answer that. He is not a contestant.
Yeah.
Juggernaut, you can tell them, lie to them, do all that stuff. That's up to you.
I guess it'd depend on how exactly his power works, but we'll figure that out whenever I have my fight with him.
I mean, Cobra.
It also depends on the whatever
I
objective
suppose it
we're
also
doing.
comes to the definition of enlarge.
Also,
Yeah, because I was about to say my thing affects volume. If you're not increasing your volume, you're just stretching your body out. Then it wouldn't affect it.
By
Yeah,
the way, Cobra, haven't you already fought Juggernaut?
Yeah.
That was the first match I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, who won that match? That was
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut won that match. Right.
It was another hostile. Cobra's only had hostile rescues.
No,
Yeah,
this
there's a
one.
hostile rescue on top of the volcano.
Oh, that seems highly to Juggernaut's.
Yeah, that's why Juggernaut won that one. And here,
Juggernaut was using his limbs to elongate over lava lakes, while my only defense was poison him.
But he can just stretch
He
his
just
limbs.
elongated out
Jake
of my
the dog.
this was also before Cobra added paralysis to his type of poison. He didn't select it yet.
Yeah.
So he can select poisons.
No, this is before he chose the poison that he had. Because I can make the power as broad or specific as you want. That's the great thing about the power list. And so since Cobra wanted a specific power, he got. Since Cobra wanted a specific poison, he got a specific poison. And so yeah, he didn't have the shellfish poison at that time. Even at that, the result would kind of still be the same. He didn't challenge him to a combat fight. But I
don't think he'd win.
No.
If I'm gonna be honest.
Cobra's a good damage over time.
Through all possible. Yeah.
And so
I just want a good objective base that's not a combat and one I can't be tampered with, because mine is not really a combat-focused ability.
I mean, you had persuasion.
Yeah, but that was the one thing that I don't. Actually, Exploding Jijin brought up a really good point that I could have done if I kept with it, being I could have, like, tried to persuade by making my head an illusion and shooting a gun through it to prove I was God or something, and that I wouldn't intend to not go through this bank heist.
That might have worked.
I found it very
Are we,
comical.
like famous superheroes, or are we underground?
That was a thing I was thinking of, is depending on if he knows what we can do or not.
So we are definitely like the C-team superheroes.
We are assuming these people do not know who you are.
Not even C-team.
Damn, bro.
We're
We're
assuming...
fighting each other this much, we're not even that good of the superheroes.
We don't even fight villains, we just beat the shit out of each other.
We just see each other on the street, point them out, you, me, desert, 20 minutes.
It's like stand fights. I still need to watch that. I can't bring myself to watch it on Hulu because I only have it in English dub, and the dub is so bad.
It's pretty bad.
What?
It's
I
a
like
really good
English.
show. I mean, it's not the best show. In my opinion, I feel like the writing is really bland, but some people don't really mind that.
The beginning
I
of
like to watch dubs more, but there are two that I can't stand, and it's Hellsing and My Hero Academia.
Okay, now you better...
Okay,
you better
no,
not
you're
be... You better not be
you're
talking
just
about
wrong.
Helsing Abridged.
Hellsing Abridged dub is one of the best. It's on
No,
par
Ultimate.
with.
Okay.
Then
Okay,
never mind.
okay.
I was about to say the
They're
Hellsing
so-
Abridged dub and the Ghost Stories dub are so fantastic.
They're so incredibly British. It's like
go
nails on a
random with
chalkboard.
those.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do hate the British.
I'm Irish. I have more reason to hate them.
I'm Jewish. All right. And with this, we'll end it here. Good job to both of you. I'll be updating, announcing, and all that stuff, just like I said. And good luck on the future of your fights.
Alright.
Juggernaut, you might want to try and get Pale Rider to talk more because he's not talking.
Yeah, I'll hit him up.
All right. Thank you and goodbye.
I'm on a 2-lose
Bye.
streak, boys. Let's go.